Oh, I mean, it's so much smoother. It's like everybody's flowing faster. We all know what our assignments are, and we're reacting instead of trying to think. So that's the biggest thing that we've improved on since last year, and it's really gonna help us out this year.
How fierce is the competition among you guys? Last year, if you were healthy and showed some kind of confidence, you were probably out there. Not the case this year.
I mean, we got a lot of young guys that are really good, and we got a lot of competition, and that's actually what's driving myself and everybody else to continue to get better. And as a group, I can tell just by looking at practice, whether if it's us as the ones or the twos or the threes, that we just look so competitive, and we're trying to get to competitive excellence, and I think that us as a receiver group is doing pretty well.
Evan, how do you balance that? Because there's young players who not only you have that responsibility to help, but they also want to play just like you want to play. How do you balance that? Every upperclassman player deals with that, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, as an older guy, I take it upon myself to make sure that they know what they're doing, and I try to pride myself on making sure that whether if it's my little brother or anybody else in the room, just to make sure that they know what they're doing all the time, so they can go 100%. So whether it's as the coaches or just us as the players can see what they really have, and so they can try to at least get to 100% and try to react instead of think. So personally, I try to make them feel as if they've been in it as long as I do, just so they can feel a little bit more comfortable.
Who is your little brother this year?
Brandon, we call him Ocho, but number 88. He's dealing with a little hamstring right now, but he'll be good. He'll get back in.
There's been a lot of talk about Dontre Wilson. He got his stripe off today. Just what have you seen out of him? Has he just come on strong already as a freshman?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, that little joker right there is quick. You guys will see. He's so explosive, and you never know where he's gonna go, what kind of move he's gonna make. So, I mean, he's a real guy. He can move.
A year ago, you guys weren't exactly flavor of the month. The coach kind of called out all the receivers. Can you tell the difference now with you getting more respect from the coaches, and can you tell that they really?
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely, and it goes back to the experience that we've had, and it's the second year under the offense, and we've become more comfortable, and we're reacting more than we are thinking. So it's kind of the biggest.
And that was the problem a year ago, was it?
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit of everything, but I mean, the first year in any offense, you're going to have a little bit of kind of questioning whether this is the right route or this is the right conversion or what have you. In the second year, it's more, I got a year under my belt, I know what I'm doing, I know what kind of route I got to get versus what coverage, and it's a lot better.
Does this staff put a little bit more importance, a little bit more of a premium on that position, on the wide receiver position?
Yeah, I mean, we got a premium pretty much every position on the team, all 9 units. We got to have all 9, or else we'll be a unit down and we're behind the 8 ball. So us as a receiver group, yeah, we have to play good, but so does the other 8.
What have you seen out of Jalen Marshall so far? He played quarterback in high school, now he's learning the receiver spot. How tough is it to make a transition like that, going up against a lot of guys who've played receivers the whole way through?
I mean, it's tough, but at the end of the day, when somebody's as athletic as he is, it's hard at first to kind of get the swing of things, but once you get in it and get going, catch a few balls, or run a few routes, it's almost like he's been doing it pretty much his whole life.
What's the difference between Braxton last year and this year? I mean, not just his leadership in the huddle and all that stuff like that, but I mean, as a player, in a year or two in this offense, you guys obviously feel more comfortable. He looks more comfortable.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, like you said, it's definitely comfortability. It's a difference between knowing where a receiver's going to be and hoping that he's there, or whether we're running a route where it's got to be on time or wait until he's open to throw it. So it's just mainly comfortability. Once you get a year on your belt in anything, the second year you're going to be a lot more comfortable, a lot quicker on your reads and pretty much everything else.
Yeah, but with that in mind, how much fire drill like was last year's offense, especially early? How much fire drill like was last year's offense, especially early, until guys started getting it down and stuff? And do you
mean like Jet?
Well, no, I meant just with guys, not necessarily with Braxton kind of coming to grips with the offense and where guys are going to be and stuff. And just how much further along are y'all in that regard now? I mean, do you see y'all being able to get to more of the offense this year?
Well, absolutely. I mean, we got to my knowledge, pretty much everything last year. But like I said, now that we got a year under our belt all that stuff that we got through last year, that we had to learn last year,
Yeah.
is now just experience. And we remember, oh, I may have ran this last year. Let me change it up a little bit. Maybe I'll get open on this route compared to last time I ran it. So it's a whole bunch of knowledge. Once you have a year knowledge of something, you're going to be a lot quicker, a lot faster, and more knowledgeable about the subject.
When you look at last year's film, you kind of, or do you kind of go, well, we were bad?
I mean, there was definitely areas we needed to correct. Don't get me wrong, but I felt that we weren't terrible by any means. It was just I don't know. It was just like I said. It took us a while to get comfortable. That's for sure.
Give us your analysis. So you guys are better this year. What are you better at receiver? What's Devin? What's Philly Brown better at this year than they were a year ago?
Well, myself personally, I feel that I'm developing a little bit more as a route runner. That was my main thing this year to focus on, is making sure I'm low in and out of my cuts, making sure every time the ball is up in the air, I'm trying to go get it, it's mine. And then other people in the room, Devin, I mean, he's running great routes with good speed and getting hands off, and Philly's explosive as always, and it's just good to see us all come along and get to where we are now and see us as we are now and performing out there in the scrimmage.
Is Dontre in y'all's room or in the running backs room?
Say it again?
Is Dontre in y'all's room or the running backs room?
He's in our room mostly, but I mean, he goes back and forth. He's got to know both.
Yeah, how tough is that, you think, for a freshman to come in and learn all that stuff?
It's tough, but we're giving it to him in pieces. We're not laying it all on him at once, because I mean that's tough for anybody to do.
Does he seem like he's picking it up though?
Yes,
I mean, what's your impression from that?
absolutely. Like when he first came in the receiver room, it was a few days ago, and from a few days ago to now, he's picked it up really good.
How much greater freedom do you guys have in this offense? And, you know, if you come out of the huddle, you're supposed to run A, but you know Braxton breaks something off. How much creative freedom do you?
Well, whenever Braxton scrambles, we have scramble rules, as pretty much every offense in the country does. But in terms of freedom and routes, if we got a specific route, we have a specific route. But we got freedom to get open. I mean, getting open is getting open.